chapter of the promotion. We have two chapters about the promotion, integrated marketing communication already. And this is the specific chapter talking about the personal selling, personal selling, and sales management. Okay. So there are typically 4 or 5 typical methods for integrated marketing communication. Advertising is the first one, and the sales promotion we have discussed that already, and now public relations and target marketing, and the last one, the personal selling. There are a variety of reasons for using a personal selling, and the major reason is because the relationship, especially true for the more sophisticated product, high-tech market product, and the high environment, relatively higher price product, which demand further explanation or demonstration. And customers normally need some guidance for the buying, given the high-tech knowledge and the sophistication of the product function. So these chapters, the chapter talking about the first learning objective value of personal selling. Why use the personal selling? Okay, and the second one is the step of personal selling process. They typically have 5 steps. Okay, start from the preparation of the selling and to the end, the closing the deal. Okay, so there are typically several steps. We'll discuss that. And you need to compensate salespeople and need to know how to hire them, okay, compensate them, reward them, to motivate them. And also you need to know what kind of salespeople you are going to hire. Sometimes you should hire some kind of people who like to have who are really good in business development. Okay. Salespeople may be much better in taking care of the existing customer, but they all kind of salespeople. Okay, salespeople may be more aggressive, sometimes can be more gentle, who are more appropriate to take care of the existing customer. The value of personal selling, there are several reasons, and the first reason is because the information and advice. Okay, most straightforward to provide the product information, such as the salespeople for the car. Okay, so whenever somebody has interest in the car, the salespeople can show the car to the prospective buyer. So it can be more straightforward. Okay, more straightforward. And same time, simplify buying. Because different customers, they may have different questions. Okay. So the salespeople, if they are pretty much well trained, they know what the specific needs of the customer typically. So they may selectively choose the key point to the customer, specifically for the different customer. So it saves a lot of time and simplifies the process, especially for the processing of documentation. Whenever you determine to buy that, the salespeople can help you, okay, to go through the process very quickly. Okay. I'm not sure what about your experience. I used to try to buy a router for the internet Wi-Fi at home, and the Best Buy. Okay, there's several brands there, okay, and there are several models for each brand. So I really not quite understanding about the different model and different brand. Yeah, and I spent about 20 minutes to stand there, think of detail, and have no idea which one should I select. Okay, Comcast say majority of brand will comparable to them, but which one is the best one? I'm not sure. So it happened to me that the salespeople just walking around and approaching me, and I asked him, would you recommend one? And And you say, well, this one is the best one. Okay. So it takes about a couple of seconds. I thought, oh, really? You sure? Yeah, everybody buy that. Okay. And that is the quick example. That same time I simplify the processing. And I said, he asked me how are you going to pay for our credit card? Okay. And he processed that pretty quickly. He said, oh, I can help you and do that. Do you want to buy the insurance? No? Okay. So it only takes about a minute to go through. Otherwise, I spend about 20 minutes stand there like a fool. Okay. Pretty much no idea about what's going on. So buying a car is similar things. Okay. If there's very professional, well-trained salespeople, it can help customers to walk through the buying pretty effectively, efficiently. Relationship, this is the important perspective for hiring salespeople. Okay. They are not just simply provide information to make it clear, but also look after the specific special needs, especially post-purchase. After the product being sold, the post-purchase can be more important. Or even the selling before the purchase, the relationship being established, and the image, the proficiency, are all important to build the relationship. It ensures that the long-term benefit for the business, so that the customer will come back to buy that. Majority of the profit actually for current industries, they mainly come from the repeat buying, okay, returning customer. They contribute to the major revenue profit pretty much. The next one is about the personal selling process. Follow the following process. The first one is generate and qualify lead. Before have the further approach and doing the presentation to make the deal, the first step is try to generate the lead and try to qualify and to identify the qualified lead. What means by qualified lead? Qualified lead, that means have the potential to become a buyer. Okay? So not everybody in the customer list will be potential buyer, okay? Especially if the list is from somewhere. Okay? Some companies, they selling some kind of customer list, they make the profit this way. So some salespeople may buy the list from them, but the list, the person in the list is not not everybody will buy the product. So they need to identify that. So this is the first step to generate and qualify this. And there are a variety of ways for this step. You can sometimes salespeople they do the cold call, which is part of marketing. Cold call, that means you do not know each other. But you make and you didn't make an appointment. Okay, you just go straight and forward wherever you got the list, have the phone number, and you make the call to the stranger. Okay, in the list, and this is very straightforward. Okay, but unfortunately, the successful rate is very low. Okay, from time to time, you probably still receive a phone call this way, and they explain that to you. They are working for Comcast or Verizon or some kind of bank, and they try to insert you with some kind of very attractive bundle. Okay, so this is the so-called cold call. Cold calls typically is a way of the telemarketing, making the call to strangers and trying to make the deal. So this is the very typical way. But unfortunately, they still have something in the market so far. Including myself, I received the phone call this way from time to time. I think that you still have the same experience as well. The second way can be a networking event is introduced by existing customer, okay, and or attending some kind of show or fair. They get to familiar with each other. So this is a possible way, especially the reference referred by the existing customer. This is a typical way. And current customer, okay, they try to convince them to use more, okay, remind them to buy again. Okay, so this is the possible way to have the current customer to make. Or via internet. Okay, this is the pretty much low successful rate as well. You may spend some time to browse internet to see if there are possible buyer there. Okay, so this is the way. And may attend the trade show. Okay, it's just like the. Let me show you something here. It's a show. People like to go there to find the potential business.
Some stuff from Origin and Razer as well. I've been checking out a whole bunch of VR stuff this year at CES 2015.
Video now. CES is always filled with TVs, but this year saw cool screens of all types. At the Sharp booth, they had freeform displays that can be made into almost any. Austin, and today I'm here at CES 2015 taking a look at some of the.
Actually, this is Luke, and today we checked out not only Oculus, but some stuff from Origin and Razer as well. I've been checking out a whole bunch of VR stuff this year at CES 2015.
So it's time to do the real video now.
Very big name like Apple.
CES is always filled with TVs, but this year saw cool screens of all types. At the Sharp booth, they had freeform displays that can be made into almost any shape. Right now, they're mostly used for things like gauges in cars, but since there's basically no bezel, these can be used in all kinds of gadgets. They also showed off a wraparound 60-inch LCD display for putting screens on pillars that might not be all that practical, but it's still cool tech nonetheless. There was also a massive 120-inch 4K TV concept that would probably be ludicrously expensive, and then the holy grail of TVs, an 85-inch 8K panel. Yeah, 8K panel. Considering there are only a handful of 8K video cameras in the world right now, this won't be coming out anytime soon, but on such a huge TV, there is a slight but noticeable difference in quality compared to 4K resolutions. It's not night and day, but the amount of detail you get on a 33 megapixel screen is crazy. Over at Sony, they were showing off a monster pair of 4K projectors, which each can go up to 147 inches. They had a serious Back to the Future setup with 4 1080p TV shows and a 4K video all playing at once. And if you need to shoot some 4K videos, then the new Sony AX33 Handycam might just be for you. This shoots 4K video for $1,000, half the price of the Sony 4K camcorder they announced last year. It also has some completely crazy stabilization, which is handy if you want to get some awesome aerial shots. DJI has been cranking out some awesome drones lately, and that includes the Inspire 1. Sporting carbon fiber legs and a built-in 4K camera, this is the full package that can be monitored on an iPad up to 2 kilometers away. Of course, this being CES, there were also a few phones announced, and the biggest was the LG G Flex 2. This improved on a lot of my problems with the original, including a smaller, high-resolution screen and the new Snapdragon 810. With it being the G Flex after all, my buddy Lou from Unbox Therapy put it to the bend test right in the middle of the LG booth and made an awesome video while he was at it. It might seem minor, but one of the biggest things at CES is USB Type-C. This is about the same size as micro USB, but it supports up to 100 watts of power, USB 3.1 speeds, along with DisplayPort for video, all with one cable. It's reversible like lightning, so you can plug it in either way, meaning that this single cable could charge your laptop, connect all your accessories, and run a display. Another way of powering a display is with the Alienware graphics amplifier. This is a dock that can handle a full-size graphics card when you connect it to your new Alienware laptop. It's a very cool idea to have portability when you need it, while still having all the horsepower you want once you get home. One of the coolest things I saw was outside over at BMW. They had an i3 that would drive up by itself when you call it with your smartwatch, along with one that doesn't let you crash. You can drive straight toward an obstacle and the car will automatically brake, even if you keep your foot on the accelerator. There was also a Tesla Model X in the Panasonic booth, and this was straight up awesome. The Model X is a fully electric crossover that should be joining the Model S later this year, and not only does it look better in person than I expected, but it also has some awesome gull-wing rear doors and a sweet interior.
So what's your favorite thing you saw at CES 2015? Definitely be sure to let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next one.
Okay, so this is just one example of the show for that CES Customer Electronics Show. Every year, track a lot of attendance there. business or individual buyer. Okay, salespeople are all around there as well. They try to meet people and to find the prospective potential buyer for their product. So this is a typical way to find the prospective buyers. Okay, so there are a variety of ways of sources of leads and to qualify leads to find the potential customer. And surely it's a typical way for that purpose. So this is the first step. The second step is you find that, okay, you want to have a further approach if the person you originally approached have interest and you are invited to give a presentation, you need to prepare for that. So this is the approach. You need to spend some time to have a study about, if that is a business specifically, you need to have some study, browse the internet, and check or get some information directly from the company. Or sometimes if your company have the existing customer information, you may want to check the database existing there to have better understanding and get yourself prepared. Of course, you need to be well-trained already as well. So this is the pre-approach stage to prepare yourself and sales presentation and overcoming reservation. Very time approaching, you visit the prospects and then do the presentation, introduce the product to them, and of course you want to make the deal, okay, to close the deal. And if there is a specific kind of reservation means that they hesitate to make the final decision. Okay? Even though you think that the product or the presentation is pretty well, but from time to time you will see their hesitation. And the best way is to listen. Okay, most of the time salespeople like to talk. But listening can be more effective sometimes. Whenever you do everything, you think that enough information. But why customers they still hesitate to make the final decision? There may be reason behind that. So the best way is to listen. Why? As to why something to listen to that. So this is the best way for the communication. So to do the presentation and handling reservation is a typical step after the presentation. Okay, especially try to deal with the reservation. Closing the deal. Also, listening is important. Okay? You have to be very careful and make them comfortable. Closing the sale, of course, that's the ultimate goal. Okay? Otherwise, you don't have to do the earlier step. You are going to sell the product. And that is the final step. And then post-purchase is also important for the follow-up. Ensure the satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is actually the most important things of the whole process, especially in the recent years. Okay, that is customer-oriented market era. You need to ensure that customer satisfaction is good to your service or product. So we have discussed the service quality. What means by good service quality? They actually have 5 dimensions. So including reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy, and tangible. We have the discussion in earlier chapter where we discuss about the customer satisfaction. What means by service quality. So this is in the chapter comparing the tangible good and services. That's specifically when we discuss what means by services. Okay. So these are the 5 dimensions for the good service quality, including reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy, and tangible. Tangible, that means the specific things, equipment, inside the building, and including the uniform, the dresses that the salespeople wear. Okay, so these all including the logo, symbol, or some kind of things, the printout of the document, the quality of printing, etc. These are all part of the tangible things. So these are the process. start from the generating of the leads and qualify them and pre-approach and then presentation and to deal with the reservation and then make the deal. The last step is to follow up. Okay, especially after you sell the product, make the deal. The last step can be more important than earlier step, okay, because it will ensure the sustainability of the business and repeat buying for the business in the future. The last part of this chapter is about the sales force management. You are hiring salespeople. There are several advantages, and we discussed in the first point of they are good in building up the good relationship with the customer, and they can give clear, very straightforward instruction and to make the process pretty quick. These are major advantages, but you need to know how to hire and train them and compensate them. So this is about the sales management. The first thing you need to consider is about the duty. Are you hiring, because salespeople, they typically have two kinds of salespeople. One kind of salespeople is the order getter. Another one is order taker. They are different. Order getter does engage in the business development. Okay. They are kind of ambitious people. They would like to visit a stranger. They get pretty much delighted in this way, and they expand the business for the company. But some salespeople, they are more conservative, but they are very good relationship builder. They take care about the existing customer pretty well. Okay. So whenever a customer have a further need, want to do something further, they react to that. Very friendly. They have the kind of personality which is different from the order getter. Order taker are the person who take care of the existing customer. Especially true, these are the important salespeople for the big company. Especially the company have a pretty well established database of customers, and they need many this kind of people to take care of them. Okay. But for new business or specific small business, they engage in the business development. So they need to hire salespeople who are ambitious to expand the territory for them, to generate more deal. Okay. So this is the kind of salespeople we call order getter. Okay, order getter. They are different. So the duty are different. So what kind of specific person you are hiring? Okay, you are hiring. Recruiting and selecting. Okay, where you got the education, you need to know what kind of based on the duty and what about their experience, etc. And this is the process of the hiring. Okay. And then have the training and motivate them to compensate them to do the job effectively and professionally. Okay. We'll discuss the details, but we'll just give you a big idea about the several points. And then evaluate them. You need to evaluate so that you know what the problem of the performance, so that you can help them. Okay. Evaluation is the purpose, for the purpose to help. Okay. So if you see after the evaluation, you see some problem. Okay. You know how to help, especially by the further training. So these are the 5 aspects of the sales force management. Okay, we'll discuss each aspect further. Sales duty, order getter, as I mentioned. Order getter are the person engaged in the business development. Okay. I'm not sure if you have the experience to be salespeople before. Okay. But the pay, okay, for different kind of salespeople, it pretty much based on the company's needs. Some companies demand order getter more. So they would like to pay more for this kind of salespeople. But not all the time. Order getter will be well paid by every company, especially for some kind of company who like to have salespeople to simply emphasize on the taking care of their existing customer. They have a full bunch of customers there already, and they would like to serve them better. So they do not need the order getter that much, but they need the order taker. Okay, taking care, look after the needs of the existing customer to ensure the repeat buying. So this is another format of the salespeople duty. But in general, okay, salespeople need to do both. Okay, need to do both. These are the two extremes. Okay, salespeople may to spend, for example, 50% of their time in getting order. The rest of 50% of their time to take care of the existing customer. Okay, it depends on the company's requirement. Sometimes you spend more time in getting order, like 70% and 30% the rest you take care of the order. So this is the two typical duty. Sometimes may need to hire the sales support personnel, like the assistants, okay, personnel, salespeople's assistant, secretary, to support the selling. So these are the three typical sales. There are two typical salespeople, but this is typically to support the salespeople. We call that sales support personnel, assistant or the secretary for that. So these are the typical duties of the salespeople. Recruiting, normally, what kind of salespeople is more appropriate to engage in selling? Okay? Not everybody is suitable to be a salespeople. Okay? Like myself, I am not a good salespeople because whenever I'm going to promote something to somebody else, I hesitate. Okay? But somebody else, they may be very good in that. Okay? They do that very good. Okay? Normally, good salespeople have the following personality: friendly and sociable. Okay? They are very good interpersonal skill. Okay? They have no problem to face the strangers. They like to meet friends, new friends, make friends, and very social. In school, when we were studying, they like to, they are party animals sometimes. Party animals. They like to enjoy the time during the parties, party from every week, every day. Okay. They enjoy this. Very sociable and friendly, very good personal skill. Optimistic. Okay. They all the time expect the good things in the future. They see they believe that their future is promising. Okay. Glorious. Okay. This kind of people is very optimistic, smiling. Okay. All the day. Okay. Face people, make people feel delight people, something. So optimistic is the characteristic of salespeople. That's important because most of the time you encounter some kind of rejection. All the time, that's very natural for salespeople to face the rejection. Not every prospective customer will eventually buy the product from you, so they may reject that. It's actually very usual for the salespeople in their everyday life. So resilience is important. Resilience, that means you won't be defeated by any frustration, and you recover very fast. Okay, so even though you feel frustrated yesterday, and the next day you recover that, and you still in a very good condition and continue on the job. Resilience is important characteristic. Self-motivation, know how to manage the time schedule. They make the schedule pretty much well, and they are very well organized. Okay, and especially when they have a lot of customer clients, they know make the schedule to meet them, and they know the detailed needs of everybody of their customers. Salespeople self-motivation, and the empathy. Okay, they have a good relationship. They care about people's needs. Okay, if they said they will feel sad, try to be encouraging. So this is the empathy. So these are the five typical personality characteristics of typical salespeople. Are you the person? Are you the kind of person? not everybody in the classroom belong to this kind of person. So, but this is the typical characteristic of personality that salespeople normally need to have. And whenever hiring salespeople, normally company, okay, they look at this kind of characteristic. They even give you some kind of test, personality test, trying to identify your personality, okay, in the several perspectives. Are you optimistic? Are you good in this aspect, self-motivated, etc.? So these are the things. Normally can be identified with the system of the psychological test. Okay? So this is the things. Motivating and compensating salespeople financially can give the salary, commission, bonus, sales, contest. It depends on the company. They may have a base salary. Okay, for example, account for the income of 10% or 20% monthly or biweekly. And some salespeople, they pretty much based on the commission. If the company hiring the order gators, the structure of the compensation is pretty much based on the commission, okay, to encourage them to develop new business, okay, make new deal for the company. So under this situation, the base salary normally pretty much low, okay. But if for order taker normally have relatively higher percentage of the salary, base salary, because the company encourage them to take care of the existing customer rather than getting a new business. So commission, the percentage may be lower, okay, in comparison with the base salary for the order taker. So depend on the salespeople, are they order getter or order taker? The structure of the financial reward can be pretty much different, very much different. Non-financial reward may be also important. Except in addition to the overall encouragement, psychological, mentally, they still have tangible things can be a good thing to motivate the customer, salespeople, promote like the pen, ring, free trip, show some kind of honor, okay, show honor for the salespeople. So the compensation and motivating can be done via financial or unfinancial rewards. These are the things pretty much typically used. So we done this chapter is actually pretty much simple. Okay, we discussed the value of personal selling, their advantages. We provide the information, advices, and make the deal quickly. Also build the relationship. That is the big advantage. The second thing is the step of personal selling process involve the first step of to generate and qualify leads, and to pre-approach preparation, and then you do the presentation to handle the reservation, and then make the deal. The last step, which is the fifth step, is to follow up. Okay, so these are the 5 activity personnel selling process. Sales force management. Okay, you need to know what kind of people you are hiring. Their duty, and what kind of personality of the characteristic of the salespeople need, like the resilience, optimistic, these are all important characteristics, self-motivated, and then you know how to train them, okay, make them professional, confidence, and then you need to know how to compensate them, okay, with the financial or unfinancial reward, and then you have to evaluate them to help them perform well if there are some problem identified via the evaluation. So these are the 3 aspects. We go through that pretty quick. We have a video case for this chapter. Okay, we have video case. Okay. We still actually have a part of chapter 17 haven't completed. But let us do the video case today. Okay, go through this. want to form a group of 3 or 4 to have a discussion so that we can further discuss the results. This is the company, Sweetwater. Okay, Sweetwater is the company selling guitar, drum, instrument, music instrument, which is a national brand. Okay, I'm not sure if you heard that. Did you heard that? Yeah. Already? How is the quality?
It's good. Like it all comes from like manufacturers. Like they don't make the products. They're just like another company, and they'll match like the lowest price. Like if you find the cheapest one else, they'll match it.
Okay. They do not carry the brand, but they are selling a variety of brand, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So like it's like what we were learning about at Walmart. They like bring in products and like send them out from like different companies.
Okay. So you play drum or guitar or something, keyboard? Yeah. Already? You like music, right? Okay. So that is the big then, nationally?
I don't know how big it is. I just heard it through like friends and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's reliable.
Yeah. So that is so many people know this brand. Okay. So this is the company selling musical music instrument like drum, guitar, keyboard, something. They try to provide regular services and also pretty much relationship oriented. Okay, relationship oriented rather than the hard selling. Okay, hard selling is different from the relationship selling. So this is a company. They train their salespeople. They call them sales engineer. Okay, sales engineer. Sales engineer. They normally provide them with 13 weeks of training. Okay, so that is a couple, 3 months almost, and they try to train them to get familiar with the skill of selling, as well as the product they are selling. So there are 2 things. They are training their sales engineer about how to sell the product. Okay, it's very customer-oriented kind of selling, as well as the product they are selling as well, because they are electronic product, guitar, electronic guitar, some kind of things. So they a little bit complicated kind of product. They are informed. Okay, they are trained to know the product well as well, so that they know how to sell that, explain to the customers. Okay, so this is the background information. Then I have a look at that.
With over 1.3 million customers in their database and 150 million in sales, Sweetwater.com is one of the premier retailers of sound equipment and technology in the nation. Founded as a recording studio, Sweetwater now sells a wide range of gear, from studio equipment to musical instruments. The key to Sweetwater's success is their approach to selling. Sweetwater establishes a personal relationship with every customer, which results in a lot of loyal clients.
The relationship that we have with our customers is the most important thing. A lot of our competitors don't really bother building relationships with their customers. But for us, that's our primary focus. And if you sell based on a relationship, you develop real loyalty with those customers, which is why our approach is so relationship-oriented.
The personal selling process follows 5 stages: generating leads, the pre-approach, the sales presentation, closing the sale, and follow-up. Most customers approach Sweetwater through their website, but Sweetwater does put a lot of work into attracting its customers.
We get a ton of leads these days over our website, so customers are inquiring about product or asking us questions. We also have manufacturer leads, where manufacturers will get an inquiry via a magazine ad or their website, and they'll forward them to us. And the last place where the newer sales engineers look for leads are existing customers in our database. We have a lot of customers that currently aren't assigned to a sales engineer but need some help, so there are a lot of places for them to look.
During the pre-approach stage, the salesperson prepares for interaction with customers. Sweetwater covers this through careful hiring and extensive training. Sweetwater has a staff of about 135 sales engineers.
We look for the best and brightest in our industry, so we're looking for folks that have an extensive background with gear and a real passion for it. In terms of the sales side of things, I'd love it if they have a sales background, but most of my folks, honestly, have a very technical background and a passion for the product and the gear. We can always teach them how to sell.
Once they're hired, sales engineers go directly into Sweetwater U. This is an extensive 13-week training program that covers both sales and technology.
A lot of the folks that we hire have already gone through a full 4-year program in music technology, and their perspective and their view of the training that we have is that it's essentially a graduate degree in technology and in sales.
The first contact with the customer occurs during the sales presentation. This is where Sweetwater excels. Every customer is assigned a sales engineer. That engineer becomes their personal contact for all future interactions. Once an engineer is paired up with the customer, rather than focusing on a quick sale, he works on determining the right gear for the customer. Sweetwater calls this the perfect conversation.
It really is an outline of how to properly deal with the customer, and there are 3 essential elements. Primarily, we qualify the customer. So when a customer calls us looking for a microphone, we don't just quote them a price. We find out what kind of equipment they have, what their goals are, what kind of music they do, and what kind of budget they're working with so that we can sell them exactly the right thing. And the other 2 elements are we have to sell ourselves. My sales staff are not a bunch of kids in black t-shirts and ripped up jeans. They are professionals. They take this very seriously as a career, and they all have extensive backgrounds. The third element of that is that Sweetwater is not just another box company shipping out gear based on price or just based on placing an order. We do a ton to add value from before the sale, from a consultative perspective, all the way through the end, where a customer might have technical questions or need service or need to have software installed into their computers. We take care of everything.
Closing the sale is the goal of every interaction. For Sweetwater, a good sale is one that makes the customer happy.
The point that we work on with our sales staff is that if you have the right conversation with the customer, it's a very natural thing at the end of that conversation to ask for the sale. We don't use, like I said before, any secret ninja sales tricks. We don't try and do a hard close with customers. We want to do the right thing, and at that point, the customer and the salesperson are in agreement that it is the right thing for them.
The process doesn't end with making the sale. Follow-up is important to building the customer relationship. Sweetwater sales engineers use advanced technology to help them follow up with customers. Their 4D database integrates customer records with inventory, service, and every other part of the company. Engineers can enter additional information about every customer. In a business built on relationships, this helps make the engineer as effective as possible. It also helps him generate leads for further sales.
Well, the customer is a Gibson fan and he loves Les Pauls, and suddenly Gibson introduces a brand new limited edition Les Paul guitar. It's very easy for the sales engineer to find every customer in his or her specific database that would be interested in that product and call them with relevant information that the customer would be excited to hear.
Sweetwater's sales philosophy touches on all parts of the personal selling process. They know how to attract customers and understand their needs. Their sales engineers focus on building relationships rather than the hard sell. They have the skill and expertise to close most sales, and they use technology to assist them in follow-up and generating new sales.
Our success is built on great relationships between our sales engineers and our customers. We give our sales engineers the tools that they need to make our customers happy, and this makes for great word of mouth from our customers and loyalty long term.
Okay, you find somebody to form a team, to have a discussion, and probably spend about 5 minutes and choose a couple of a person to report the result back for the group question. You
With over 1.3 million customers in their database and 150 million in sales, Sweetwater.com is one of the premier retailers of sound equipment and technology in the nation. Founded as a recording studio, Sweetwater now sells a wide range of gear, from studio equipment to musical instruments. The key to Sweetwater's success is their approach to selling. Sweetwater establishes a personal relationship with every customer, which results in a lot of loyal clients.
The relationship that we have with our customers is the most important thing. A lot of our competitors don't really bother building relationships with their customers. But for us, that's our primary focus. And if you sell based on a relationship, you develop real loyalty with those customers, which is why our approach is so relationship-oriented.
The personal selling process follows 5 stages: generating leads, the pre-approach, the sales presentation, closing the sale, and follow-up. Most customers approach Sweetwater through their website, but Sweetwater does put a lot of work into attracting its customers.
We get a ton of leads these days over our website, so customers are inquiring about product or asking us questions. We also have manufacturer leads, where manufacturers will get an inquiry via a magazine ad or their website, and they'll forward them to us. And the last place where the newer sales engineers look for leads are existing customers in our database. We have a lot of customers that currently aren't assigned to a sales engineer but need some help, so there are a lot of places for them to look.
During the pre-approach stage, the salesperson prepares for interaction with customers. Sweetwater covers this through careful hiring and extensive training. Sweetwater has a staff of about 135 sales engineers.
We look for the best and brightest in our industry, so we're looking for folks that have an extensive background with the gear and a real passion for it. In terms of the sales side of things, I'd love it if they have a sales background, but most of my folks honestly have a very technical background and a passion for the product and the gear. We can always teach them how to sell.
Once they're hired, sales engineers go directly into Sweetwater U. This is an extensive 13-week training program that covers both sales and technology.
A lot of folks that we hire have already gone through a full 4-year program in music technology, and their perspective and their view of the training that we have is that it's essentially a graduate degree in technology and in sales.
The first contact with the customer occurs during the sales presentation. This is where Sweetwater excels. Every customer is assigned a sales engineer. That engineer becomes their personal contact for all future interactions. Once an engineer is paired up with the customer, rather than focusing on a quick sale, he works on determining the right gear for the customer. Sweetwater calls this the perfect conversation.
It really is an outline of how to properly deal with the customer, and there are 3 essential elements. Primarily, we qualify the customer. So when a customer calls us looking for a microphone, we don't just quote them a price. We find out what kind of equipment they have, what their goals are, what kind of music they do, and what kind of budget they're working with so that we can sell them exactly the right thing. And the other 2 elements are we have to sell ourselves. My sales staff are not a bunch of kids in black t-shirts and ripped up jeans. They are professionals. They take this very seriously as a career, and they all have extensive backgrounds. The third element of that is that Sweetwater is not just another box company shipping out gear based on price or just based on placing an order. We do a ton to add value from before the sale, from a consultative perspective, all the way through to the end, where a customer might have technical questions or need service or need to have software installed into their computers. We take care of everything.
Closing the sale is the goal of every interaction. For Sweetwater, a good sale is one that makes the customer happy.
The point that we work on with our sales staff is that if you have the right conversation with the customer, it's a very natural thing at the end of that conversation to ask for the sale. We don't use, like I said before, any secret ninja sales tricks. We don't try and do a hard close with customers. We want to do the right thing, and at that point, the customer and the salesperson are in agreement that it is the right thing for them.
The process doesn't end with making the sale. Follow-up is important to building the customer relationship. Sweetwater sales engineers use advanced technology to help them follow up with customers. Their 4D database integrates customer records with inventory, service, and every other part of the company. Engineers can enter additional information about every customer. In a business built on relationships, this helps make the engineer as effective as possible. It also helps him generate leads for further sales.
So the customer is a Gibson fan and he loves Les Pauls, and suddenly Gibson introduces a brand new limited edition of Les Paul guitar. It's very easy for the sales engineer to find every customer in his or her specific database that would be interested in that product and call them with relevant information that the customer would be excited to hear.
Sweetwater's sales philosophy touches on all parts of the personal selling process. They know how to attract customers and understand their needs. Their sales engineers focus on building relationships rather than the hard sell. They have the skill and expertise to close most sales, and they use technology to assist them in follow-up and generating new sales.
Our success is built on great relationships between our sales engineers and our customers. We give our sales engineers the tools that they need to make our customers happy, and this makes for great word of mouth for our customers and loyalty long term.
For the second question, I think.
I heard that the difference between hard selling and customer oriented
So have you accused the person who wants to report? So you need some more minutes. Give me 1 minute
Yeah, I think so.
Customer oriented, you make the customer happy. Hard selling, you're just selling a product. You don't care about the customer.
So they also said that closing the sale is not when you actually sell the product, but when the customer is satisfied. So they're customer oriented. They focus on customer satisfaction and build a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So who was recording?
Someone has to present on the group.
Yeah.
Well, I can report the first question if you want, or you want.
I think my answer is yeah.
Okay, let us look at the question. So what is the benefit of personal selling at Stillwater? Okay. You next. Yes?
Me.
Yeah.
So our group thinks that benefit of personal selling Sweetwater are loyal customers and good relationships that they build through personal approach.
Yes.
Moreover, it's high customer satisfaction because they focus on the customer's wants and needs.
Yeah.
And usually customers are happy, and then these happy customers turn into returning customers that will refer back to Sweetwater to buy upgrades to their current equipment and maybe some other stuff.
To increase satisfaction and loyalty.
Yep.
Okay, yes.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Just to add on to that, when you have like those loyal customers coming back so many times, it increases your reputation, which branches out the amount of people you're going to serve in the future. So just the repetitive business, like the word gets out, other people start buying from you. So it's like it all goes together. But I was going to say pretty much what you just said.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes.
Well, my group had the same exact thing as what he said there, but we also have like they like to get in contact with the customer just so they can like build the company even more, so they can get more feedback. So like the company can like increase its selling.
Increase what selling?
Increase its selling. So
Okay.
build a better relationship with the customer.
And they can bring back the customer reaction to the company as well. Okay. Yes, the last one.
For the first question, I feel like everything's kind of been said, just being engaged in building a relationship and creating loyalty for customers.
Yeah, to engage customer, something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
How about you generate leads from your existing customers?
Generate leads from
Your existing customers. You need the
existing
customer.
customer. Okay, not all the time. It can be.
No, not all the time, but.
Okay, yeah, that's good. You want to add something?
It was just the same thing they all say.
Okay.
Yeah. So nothing new.
Okay.
It's just easy. They also have like easy communication between them.
some salespeople are very skillful. Okay, they identify step one, the step two, and you can feel they are closing the deal, trying to convince you to buy, and you feel very uncomfortable because it makes you feel that the salespeople only care about the selling. You probably got the kind of experience before, right? So that is the hard approach. But the Sweetwater emphasizes on the soft approach. When you're taking a flight, let's say the soft landing, okay, everybody likes soft landing, very comfortable, okay. You won't feel that you're landing, but very hard landing, you feel everybody is scared. So that is a different kind of approach, right? Okay, so this is the first question. The second question, so that is the things I have mentioned. Between the hard selling, closing, and customer-oriented selling, closing, I'll let you speak first.
Well, I said to like between the hard selling, /closing, customer-oriented selling, closing, following up after a customer purchases something from the store. It's a major difference between the hard sell normally and the customer-oriented selling because it's like, for example, compare Best Buy and Walmart. Say Best Buy is trained more for longer periods of time than Walmart in specific sections, like the electronics section.
Yeah.
And Best Buy, they know what they're talking about because they've spent more time. It's like I worked at a Walmart for one summer, but it was doing a frozen dairy. Although a lot of people did ask me some weird questions, which I didn't really know for sure. But where's the milk section? It's like straight back in the back of the store. It's like things like that. Like if I had got trained for, I'd probably be able to help them out specifically. But
yeah, so training is important, right?
Yeah.
You cannot help that much. You feel sorry. Okay. Yes.
So pretty much the difference between those two is that hard selling is they result in more short-term sales, while the other one is a long relationship.
Hard selling is trying to make the deal quickly. Okay, that's good for today, and that's everything for today. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'll see you Thursday. Thursday, please come. I'm going to give you some idea about the examination.
Куда ты идешь? Подожди. Ну подожди меня. Thank you.